Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast that dares to ask the question, what in the world? I am one of your hosts, Wacko Desperado, here with my partner in crime,
Leon B. was cracking.
What's happening, brother? How's your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yeah, big weekend.
Crazy fight.
Yeah, crazy fights. Yeah, like a lot of crazy fights. There's a UFC, Felder versus Hooker, and then there was the big boxing fight that was Fury versus Wilder too.
Yes, the Felder versus Hooker fight was crazy though. We just watched both of them,
Yeah,
rewatched them
because
they were so damn good.
Yeah, awesome. Both of them really good. It's shocking, really. The Wilder Fury fight, super shocking.
Yeah. Well, we'd been saying it personally to each other. We knew Fury was gonna go in there and dominate. At least I thought he was gonna win. I just didn't know it was gonna be by TKO. I thought it was gonna go all the way to the
all the way
scorecards.
Same. And then the Felder Hooker fight. I really thought Felder won by slight margin. I Hooker won, but so be it.
It was the takedown.
But I'll say this takedown in the final round, in the final seconds, there was a takedown that really happened. And there's another thing that I actually wanted to bring up to you that happened. I saw this happen around on the 24th in the weekend. That a story came out that an Epstein didn't kill himself Mardi Gras float.
What?
Was like going down the streets at night. Here's a little video. We'll try to put it up on the social medias and stuff. Look us up at What in the World at Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, sir. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Why do they have Hillary Clinton though?
Yeah, that's Hillary Clinton behind Epstein.
I like how they tagged her.
Yeah, they tagged her too on the post.
CC.
And Epstein didn't kill himself. Everybody, let's not forget. Epstein did not kill himself.
Let us not forget 2020. We'll never forget.
Yeah. So, let's get into it. I want since I spent the weekend in Vegas, I thought it'd be really cool if we did a little bit of a history of alcohol.
Did you drink? You get really drunk?
I spent the entire time drunk. That is 2 days drunk.
Well, first of all, how was Vegas? I've never been to Vegas. I always wanted to go, though.
I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a good time. It's my first time, and I really enjoyed it. I had won and lost about $300.
Holy shit.
Which is a lot of money to us. Being broke as shit. So I won and lost it, but it was all the money I lost was won money, so I came back the exact same amount that I went in.
You went in with what, $2?
Basically I went in with $2, made that into $100 real quick. Those $100 disappeared, turned another $2 into $100. It was fun.
Were you around the madness of the fight?
I was. There was a lot going on in Vegas, so yeah, there was a lot happening at the time. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of drinking. So that's why
Good for you,
I thought
man.
we should talk about it. I thought drinking is such a fun subject.
Hell yeah, I love to drink.
Yeah. Do you know the how drinking came to be?
No.
Well, drinking is it's kind of complex because it seems like our primate ancestors may have kind of started drinking for us. It's in our DNA. It's so far back because of the little fruits that they would eat. They would eat ripened fruit, and in the ripened fruit, organisms grown called yeasts, and this yeast produced ethanol, and ethanol is the alcohol that gets us drunk.
Huh. So you think primitive mothers would drink it and then it'd be in their booby juice, or what?
Well, like ancient apes would eat these fermented fruits because ethanol produces a smell, and they would eat it up and eat enough of it, you'd get drunk. This process that happens is called fermentation. And fermentation is how we get the alcohol that we drink today.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Pretty nerdy. It's a pretty nerdy thing of you to know.
Yeah, well, what's even more nerdy is that like around 10 million years ago, a mutation took place in these apes that allowed them to consume alcohol 40 times faster. So like that's why like we can probably drink and like consume alcohol more than any other species.
Some more than others. I've seen some people be able to pound like a whole 32 pack.
Oh, have you ever seen this like video of this Chinese guy? He's on Twitter and stuff, I think. And he's like just down in beers, doing like this tornado movement, and he just downs these beers. It's awesome.
Have you ever seen one of my cousins on the weekend? They're doing the exact same thing. It's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah. Do you know where drinking originated?
No.
Well, nobody really does actually. Well, but there is
some sick fuck saw some water and decided I need that in my body.
Well, I know it was like I didn't really know how it came to be, because in the research, apparently in ancient China in 7000 BCE,
it's a whole lot of BCs,
and so in 7000 BC in Juju, China, there's clay. Apparently, archaeological dig. We discovered some clay pots, and in the clay pots had some residue of some wine that had rice, millet, and grapes and honey that was fermented, making an alcoholic wine.
That is
even 7,000. Like what is that? 9,000 years ago. Sorry, we were consuming alcohol, and this is not like just some weird drink. This is like had flavored. It had like grapes and honey, so you can like add flavor to it, you know.
Yeah, that is my biggest fear though.
What?
My biggest fear is that I'll forget to wash my dishes, and some 9,000 years later some asshole's gonna dig it up and find my dirty pots.
Like down find my and then I'd be like, look at this, the ancients, what were they doing back then? They were probably he was farming all of these, what are these, hot dogs?
Think about all the crazy stuff that we do and drink and eat today that are going to be considered ancient.
I can only imagine like how people see like cell phones. I mean, how we see cell phones back in the 80s are a huge juggernaut.
Those big ass bricks.
Yeah, brick things. And now we have these tiny sleek cell phones. I imagine what they're going to be in the future. Like, what are we going to have?
They're going to be implanted into our
like, they're
going
to be, yeah, something like that. But, I mean, it's crazy. But let me ask you, do you know what the true liquid gold is?
Oil.
Well, think about it. What is liquid and what is gold?
I don't know.
Beer, bro.
What?
Beer.
I'm
Beer's
drinking away all the gold?
gold?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Explain this.
In Egypt, a beer comes from Egypt.
Okay.
And in Egypt, beer was plentiful. Beer was given to everybody. It was given to the workers of the pyramids on their daily rations.
What?
Yes, it was because
the people building those shits were drunk.
Well, I think it was basically like it didn't have too much alcohol content in it, but by this point, it was basically a part of their daily their daily diet. A bit like actually when they ran out, at one point, it said there's a story with that they ran out and everybody got sick.
I was gonna say. Beer and wine used to be considered safer to drink, right?
Well,
because
yeah,
water was so dirty.
Yeah, exactly. It was more sterile to eat it. It was since all the fermentation process cleaned it out, so it was safer to drink. So it was actually that's why it was given to even kids and stuff. But like I said, it didn't have too much alcohol content in it, and so like over time and stuff. Like basically any plant that has the starch and sugar can be fermented into an alcoholic beverage. So all over the world, all kinds of different drinks are made. Like in South Africa, what is it called? Chicha was made from grains, and then that also they added hallucinogenic properties to it. So people got drunk off that and lit. And then in Mexico City, they would make pulque, I think it's called, from the castic sap, and sake in Japan, of course. And then actually really interesting, in South Africa they had this beer that was made out of palm and banana.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious. I'd love to try that.
You ever tried any of that sake stuff?
I have. I don't like it.
No?
I don't like the sake.
I have never tried it.
I don't like sake.
I want to try it though.
But yeah, but like, I mean, like, think about it. Like, they're basically fermenting like kind of fruits and stuff, and adding like hops and like kind of healthy things. So like, it actually having these things part of your diet back then, was pretty healthy. It gave them daily nutritions and vitamins and helped hydration, like we talked about, and even added calories. Because I mean, beer is fermented wheat and stuff, so that's all. That's like basically liquid bread.
Well, isn't that what they're like, the whole thing with moonshine? I've seen people that make moonshine, they'll throw in berries and shit in there, right? Because it's like, supposed to give it some sort of taste, or you're supposed to be able to do something with grapes. I think that's supposed to mix well with alcohol.
I don't know, but you ever have moonshine? That's extreme. That's another level.
Yes, I moonshine tastes like gas.
It does.
I went to this party one time, and I had never tried Hennessy, and this guy gave me a shot of Hennessy.
That's good.
No, it was not good to me.
That was good.
It was gross. And then he said, "Oh, don't worry, I've got some other stuff that I think you'll like." I was already drunk, and I said, "Okay."
Oh, no.
And he gave me a shot of moonshine.
Oh, no.
He said, my dad's like friend or something makes this. Try it. So I tried it, and it tastes like pure shit.
Yep.
Yes. I do not know how I got home that night, but I'm alive.
Yay.
Thanks.
Okay, well, make sure everybody drink safely, drive safely, be responsible.
Yes, I didn't say I drove home.
No. But I just wanted to throw that out there, just to like, you got home is the thing.
Yes.
I'm sure you didn't drive. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, no, like, it's basically, like, thinking about, like, I think that's why pirates as well, like, they would basically drink
booty.
Yeah, like they would drink booties and stuff. They would drink rum and other kinds. I didn't really do much research on the pirate era, because the pirate era was like,
I believe they used to drink Captain Morgan.
Exactly, Captain Morgan. Everybody drank Captain Morgan. But no, that
they used to
scurvy. They would add lemon to it.
They used to drink it because that was definitely safer to drink than seawater. Because seawater would get them sick, because you're not supposed to drink it.
No. It even, like, I think it gets even more dehydrated.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how seawater dehydrates you?
Well, do you know, like, going back to the alcohol thing, do you know how it became that from getting to that point to what we have now, which is like alcohol now gets you drunk?
No.
Well, that's the process of distillation. So, in the Arabic writings, in the 9th century, basically, it described this process of distillation, where when you boil down the alcohol boils at a lower point than the water. So you collect the vapors, and then you turn that back down to liquid, and what you get left over is a much more concentrated alcohol.
Huh.
So that's what you get, what you're drinking now. That's what we're drinking today.
So you essentially drink the steam, right?
Yeah, you drink what's left over. You turn that back into a liquid, and that's more concentrated.
I saw this video on how they make Jack Daniels, and they, I guess, cook it. Basically, they cook the raw material into some wood, and then that wood, they essentially squeeze the juices out of the wood. Those juices get put into crates and barrels. It's supposed to mix well with the wood from the barrel and the crate, and I think it gets stored for 10 or 15 years, and then you're ready to drink it.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is. That's amazing.
Yeah, which makes you think
so much.
Well, it makes you think, because you know how they came out with the new apple, Jack Apple?
Yeah.
I wonder how long they had it sitting on shelves for.
Oh, just like fermenting and stuff.
Basically.
Yeah. Or just sitting in the barrels.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Do you think they had it sitting for 15 years and they were getting ready for it? Or do you think that they just added the apple after?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Crazy, huh?
If anybody listening has any idea of how these alcohol flavors are made or how these different, flavors come about, let us know. Send us an email.
Yes, podcast whatintheworld@gmail.com or whatintheworldpodcast on Instagram and Twitter.
All right, so do you want to hear a story?
Yes.
Okay, it's story time here at What in the World. Okay, so let me tell you the story of the world famous DUI that heard around the nation.
Whom? Mel Gibson?
Well, this DUI is a little different. It's not on a car. It's on a horse.
Oh.
And it's on probably the most famous horse ride of all time. It's the Revere.
Whoa,
the
one horsepower.
Yeah, the one one horsepower, exactly. So it turns out basically Revere was drunk during that famous "The British are coming ride."
How American is that?
Isn't it?
That's super American.
Isn't it really awesome?
Yes.
And here, what's another thing that I didn't know about it? It was supposed to be a stealth mission to warn Sam Adams. Yeah, that's Sam Adams. And John Hancock. Yeah, that John Hancock. It's supposed to be a stealth ride from Charlestown to Lexington. But in between, he had to stop by Medford, which Medford was the rum capital of America. And so he stopped by Captain Isaac Hall's house, and in there, one thing led to another. And by the time he left, he was had a little few too many.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and he actually got stopped by the redcoats, and they detained him for an hour.
Ah.
So there you go, the world famous DUI.
Dude, isn't that fucking insane?
Honestly, I had no idea. Apparently, when I read this thing, my jaw dropped, because when they teach you as a kid, they teach you he's heroic and stuff. And apparently, imagine now a crazy drunk.
That's what I was gonna say. Imagine
probably scared out of his mind.
Yes,
because it was only half an hour before they arrived when he was let out the message.
Holy shit!
They heard him around 4:30 in the morning.
What if nobody paid attention to him?
Well, because he was
because he was fucking wasted.
Drunk. Yeah, no, but I mean, I can only imagine.
Damn, where we would be? We'd be British. We'd be talking with British accents.
We would. We'd be. We'd be talking like this is our governor.
We'd be hailing the Queen.
We would.
Which I guess we already do.
I guess
people love the Queen here.
We do love the Queen. We read all about your guys' gossip. That's awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
Megxit.
I can't believe Harry did that. I can't believe it.
Wow, Harry.
Wow, Harry. We are ashamed. Okay, so let me tell you another awesome story to finish off this awesome pod about awesome drinks.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
So let me tell you. Let's take this to a serious tone, because this is about a flood.
Whoa.
And floods are disastrous. This is about the Great Booze flood.
The Great Booze flood?
Sorry, guys. We here at What in the World have been partaking in the subject matter.
Yes, before you continue with this story, let everyone know that Jack Daniels, who did not pay me for this, has a new chocolate bar.
Oh yeah,
they're little chocolate shots.
Yeah.
And we ate the whole bar.
And they're awesome.
And they're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And now we're drinking the drink.
Yeah, which is also awesome.
Yes. Continue with your story.
Feel awesome. Okay, so this is about the Great Booze flood. And of course, this would happen in Dublin, Ireland.
I'm just glad you got it out right.
I know, right? I had to do it slowly. Okay, so this happened on June 18th in 1875.
You said Dublin?
Yeah, Dublin.
I had to be the Irish.
Yeah, the Irish. The
Conor
Irish.
McGregor. We're coming for your proper 12.
Okay, so a fire was making its way through the city, right? And it was going all the way down burning Malone's malt house, burning. In Malone's malt house, there was a container of 5,000 barrels of whiskey.
Whoa, heaven.
Yes, heaven. There was so much alcohol there you can only imagine. They had all kinds of drinks and spirits. And so basically by the time this fire was burning through the whole city and stuff, and it's made its way down Chambers Street. And it hits the malt house, of course, making everything burst open, sending a flood of whiskey flowing through the streets.
Oh, wow.
This is, can you imagine?
Yes, I
5,000
can.
barrels going through. Like, people said they can see it all, like, miles down, you know?
Cover your fucking eyes, man. That would fucking burn.
Here's a quote. You do the quote, brother.
The quote says, "It is stated that caps, porringers, and other vessels were in great requisition to scoop up the liquor as it flowed from the burning premises. And disgusting as it may seem, some fellows were observed to take off their boots and use them as drinking cups, as reported by the Irish Times." Wow, people were drinking fucking booze with their fucking boots.
Yeah, exactly.
That is as Irish as you can get. I imagine the little leprechaun from Notre Dame, and he's taking off his little boots and getting his consuming his little beverage. That is cute.
Yes, and getting completely hammered. But let's take it serious, because 13 people did die from this incident.
Oh, really?
From alcohol poisoning.
What?
From drinking too much from the street booze.
No one even died from drowning?
Nobody died from the actual flood. Everybody died from alcohol poisoning.
I thought you were going to say
as
they
a
died.
result of the drinking that was happening after.
Fucking Irish
Yeah.
as fuck.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, so like, I mean, you can see this flood as a disaster, but we see it as a great ass story.
Dude, this is Mardi Gras.
This is Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
This is Mardi Gras.
Speaking of the what was it, the Epstein and the
Yeah.
Hillary? Wow.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
That's fucking awesome.
So thank you everybody for joining us, honestly, for us listening to two drunk guys talking about their love of drunken
Yes.
subjects.
Let us know what we can improve on. Let us know what you want to hear. Podcast whatintheworld@gmail.com or What in the World Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Who is Leon B?
And me at the Whack Box on Instagram and Twitter. I have had much drink.
Yes. So with that in mind, we will now finish this drink, and we hope you have a great, safe night.
Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.